Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Passage Podcast, where we improve English through meaningful conversations, real-life situations, and practical examples that you can actually use in your daily life, whether you are traveling, working, or simply trying to communicate better. And today is going to be a very fun and useful episode, because we are talking about something almost everyone experiences at some point: being at a train station and not knowing what to say in English. Honestly, I think this situation has happened to me more times than I can count. And of course, I am joined by my co-host Arav, who always helps us turn confusing situations into simple and clear English conversations.
Thank you so much, Mira. And I have to say, this topic is very close to real life because train stations are always busy, slightly chaotic, and sometimes a little stressful, especially when you are trying to think in English at the same time.
Arav, let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever been in a situation where you knew what you wanted to say, but the words just didn't come out at the right time?
Oh yes, many times. And I think that's something every English learner experiences, because your mind is full of thoughts, but your confidence is still catching up.
And that's exactly what we want to solve today. Because by the end of this episode, you will not only know what to say, but you will also feel more relaxed and confident in these situations. So let's slowly imagine this scene together. You arrive at a large train station, maybe early in the morning or late in the evening, and everything feels a little overwhelming because people are rushing, announcements are echoing, and you're trying to understand everything at once.
And in that moment, your mind might start racing, and you might think, what if I say something wrong? Or what if people don't understand me?
Yes, and sometimes that fear becomes so strong that you decide not to speak at all, even though you actually know some English.
And that's exactly where we need to change our mindset, because communication is not about being perfect. It's about being understood.
So instead of worrying too much, you take a deep breath, you look around, and you decide to take your first step toward the ticket counter.
And that first step is always the hardest, but also the most important.
So you reach the counter, you smile slightly, and you say, "Excuse me, could I get a ticket to Delhi, please?"
And that one sentence already shows confidence, politeness, and clarity, which is exactly what you need in real-life English.
But then comes the moment we all secretly fear: the reply. Sometimes they speak so fast that it feels like a completely different language.
Yes, and your brain just freezes, and you start replaying the sound in your head, trying to catch even one familiar word.
And meanwhile, the person is just standing there waiting for your answer. And you're like, should I smile? Should I guess? Should I run away?
And instead of panicking, this is the perfect moment to use a simple and powerful sentence.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Or even better, could you speak a little slower, please? Which makes the conversation easier instantly. Now, let's go deeper into a full real-life situation. And this time, we will include more natural reactions, small pauses, and real emotions so that our listeners can truly feel the conversation.
Okay, I'm ready. But I'm going to act like a slightly nervous traveler who is trying her best to stay calm and speak clearly.
Perfect. And I'll respond naturally, just like a real person at the station would.
Excuse me, could I get a ticket to Delhi for today, please?
Sure, one way or return.
One way, please.
All right, that will be 500 rupees.
Okay, here you go. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Your platform will be announced shortly.
Excuse me, sorry to bother you again, but could you tell me where platform 3 is?
Yes, go straight, then take a left near the stairs, and you'll see the sign.
Sorry. Could you repeat that a little more slowly?
Go straight, then turn left near the stairs.
Oh, okay. I understand now. Thank you so much for your help. And now I start walking quickly, then faster, then almost running, and I reach just in time to see the train leaving.
That is such a real moment. And I think many listeners are smiling right now because they've experienced the same thing.
And in that moment, I feel disappointed, slightly tired, and a little stressed. But I still need to solve the problem. Excuse me, I missed my train. What should I do now?
Don't worry, you can take the next train in about 1 hour.
Oh, that's good. Thank you for helping me. Arav, the more we talk about this topic, the more I realize that the real problem is not vocabulary or grammar, but fear and overthinking. Because learners already know some English, but they hesitate to use it.
That's absolutely true, Mira. And I've seen this so many times where learners understand everything. But when it comes to speaking, they freeze because they want every sentence to be perfect.
Yes, and that pressure of being perfect actually makes communication harder instead of easier.
Exactly. And one of the most common mistakes is trying to translate every sentence from their native language into English, which creates confusion and slows them down.
And sometimes the sentence becomes so long in their mind that by the time they're ready to speak, the moment has already passed.
Yes. And then they think, oh, I missed my chance. And they stay silent again.
Another mistake I've noticed is that learners feel embarrassed when they don't understand something. So instead of asking again, they just nod and pretend they understood.
And that actually creates more problems later because then they go in the wrong direction or miss important information.
So instead of pretending, it's actually better to be honest and say, "Sorry, I didn't understand."
Yes, and people usually appreciate honesty, and they are often more helpful when you ask clearly.
I also feel that many learners think that asking someone to repeat is rude, but it's actually very normal.
Absolutely. Even native speakers say things like, sorry, or could you say that again? All the time.
So instead of feeling shy, learners should see this as part of natural communication.
And one more important point is tone. If you speak politely, even simple English sounds very good.
Yes, words like "excuse me," "please," and "thank you" make a huge difference.
And once learners focus on clarity instead of perfection, they start enjoying the conversation instead of fearing it. Let me share something very important with you. Fluency does not come from knowing difficult words. It comes from using simple sentences again and again in real situations.
And I think consistency is more important than perfection, because even speaking a little every day builds confidence, slowly but strongly.
Yes, and instead of waiting for the perfect moment, start using English in small moments, like asking a question, saying thank you, or starting a short conversation.
And don't be afraid of mistakes, because mistakes are actually signs that you are learning and improving.
And the more you speak, the more natural your English will become, until one day, you won't even think before speaking.
And that's a beautiful moment, when English starts to feel like a part of you instead of something difficult. What do you think about this topic?
Share your thoughts in the comments.
Until then, keep practicing. And don't forget to subscribe to the English Passage podcast for more English conversations.